All right, so we all know the ocean is massive, right? Like unimaginably huge.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know it's wild. One of its most crucial functions, something it absolutely needs to work, comes down to, well, something pretty personal. We're talking about whale pee.
Whale pee.
Yeah, whale pee. Like, get this. A single whale can pump out over 250 gallons of urine every single day. I mean, just picture that for a second. That's enough to fill up a small swimming pool. Every day.
Wow, that's a lot of pee.
And when you think about all those whales out there, it really starts to change how we think about ocean health.
For a long time, all the attention was on whale poop.
Right?
The, what do they call it?
The whale pump, yeah.
Right. The whale pump, how whales feed deep down, then come up and, well, fertilize the surface waters.
Yeah, and that's amazing. That upwelling of nutrients is super important for the ecosystem.
Totally.
But this deep dive we're doing today, based on the study from Nature Communications, it's revealing a whole other force at play.
Whale urine.
Whale-wee, as they call it. Whale-wee, exactly. And there's this striking image in the study. A massive yellow cloud in the middle of this vast blue ocean, almost like, I don't know, an underwater flare, and it turns the water green.
Really?
Yeah, it's like this visual clue screaming, hey, something big's happening here. So today, we're going to figure out why this new research says whale urine is so essential for a thriving marine ecosystem.
It's really changing how we understand things, isn't it? Like, whale poop is obviously important in certain areas, but this study is saying that the sheer amount and, the wide distribution of nutrients from urine, that's a real game changer.
Yeah, totally.
It even says, one of the researchers, Joe Roman, he said, the big surprise of the study is that urine far outweighs the other sources of nitrogen.
Wow.
Like even more than whale carcasses breaking down.
That's a huge shift in perspective, for sure.
It really makes you think about how much these animals are impacting their environment.
Yeah, and think about this. The study emphasizes that even during breeding season, when they might not be pooping as much nutrient-rich stuff, they're still constantly peeing.
Oh, right, because they're not feeding as much then, are they?
Exactly. So this steady stream of essential elements is happening all the time.
That's fascinating.
And if we connect this to their migrations, it becomes even more significant.
Their migrations are incredible, aren't they? Those baleen whales, like the gray, blue, humpback, and fin whales, they travel such vast distances.
They're like marathon swimmers, right?
Mm-hmm.
They spend their summers pigging out in those nutrient-rich polar waters, building up all these reserves. Then they take off on these epic journeys to warmer, tropical areas to breed, which are often low in nutrients.
So they're like these giant nutrient delivery trucks.
Exactly. Filling up at one end of the earth and then delivering their precious cargo across the globe.
And they're doing it just by, living their lives.
And peeing. Don't forget the peeing.
Right. Of course, the peeing. That's the whole point.
So that constant urination during migration becomes this continuous supply of nitrogen and phosphorus into these nutrient-poor areas. It's amazing how this simple act of peeing is actually this incredible global nutrient delivery system.
It really is.
So the study also goes into how this all works, the science behind it. During breeding season, these whales are living off their stored energy, right? That blubber and muscle they built up during their feeding frenzy.
Right.
And breaking down those reserves to fuel their activities produces water and waste products. And that waste is full of nitrogen.
Joe Roman put it pretty simply. He said, that's why they're excreting this nitrogen.
So the study actually put numbers on how much these baleen whales are releasing. What did they find?
Well, hold on to your hats because the numbers are mind-blowing.
Okay, I'm ready.
Their analysis estimates that baleen whales release around 3,784 tons of nitrogen and a massive 46,512 tons of organic matter each year through their urine, carcasses, and even placentas.
That's a lot.
It is, and the majority of that nitrogen comes from urine. Remember that image of a single fin whale producing 250 gallons a day?
Oh, yeah. Hard to forget that one.
It really puts things into perspective.
Yeah, 250 gallons. It's hard to even imagine that much liquid coming out of one animal. But when you multiply that by all the whales out there, the impact is huge.
Absolutely.
And what's even crazier is that the study found this biological process actually moves more of these vital nutrients than natural forces.
You mean like wind and currents?
Exactly. So it's not just about how much whale waste there is, but that this biological process dwarfs even powerful natural forces in delivering essential nutrients. That's a pretty profound realization.
It is, and it highlights how important whales are to the overall health of the ocean.
Totally. So why does all this whale pee matter? We keep talking about nitrogen and phosphorus. What's the big deal for the ocean?
Well, those elements are basically the building blocks for all life, including the tiny plants that form the base of the entire marine food web. Phytoplankton.
Oh, right, phytoplankton. They're like the foundation of everything.
Exactly, and they need nitrogen and phosphorus to grow, just like plants on land need nutrients from the soil.
So more nutrients mean more phytoplankton, which then feed everything else up the food chain, from tiny krill to massive fish.
You got it. It's like fertilizing the ocean on a global scale.
Wow. That's incredible.
It is, and it helps ensure the whole system has what it needs to thrive.
So these weeing whales are essentially keeping the whole ocean in good shape.
That's a great way to put it. They're playing this absolutely critical role in maintaining the balance and productivity of marine environments.
But the study also looked at what happens when whale populations decline, right?
Unfortunately, yes. And it's not a pretty picture.
What did they find?
Well, they estimate that before commercial whaling really took its toll, the amount of nutrients being distributed by whales would have been about 3 times higher.
So we basically took out this massive part of the natural nutrient delivery system.
Exactly. And while whaling was largely banned back in '86, some species are still struggling to recover.
And some countries are still whaling, right?
Sadly, yes. Illegal hunting by countries like Japan, Norway, and Iceland continues, which is devastating.
It's like we've messed with this delicate balance in the ocean, and we're still doing it.
And it's not just whaling that's a threat. As Heidi Pearson, another marine biologist, pointed out, modern whales face all sorts of dangers. Ship strikes, getting caught in fishing gear, pollution, and climate change, affecting their habitats and food sources.
It really shows how interconnected everything is.
It does. Like, the decline of one species can have these ripple effects throughout the entire ecosystem.
The study authors put it pretty bluntly. Without whales, the rest of the ocean is in trouble too.
Yeah, Ed Goodall from the Whale and Dolphin Conservation, he had this great analogy. He compared the ocean to an old car with rusty parts because we've removed these vital processes that whales provide.
It's a powerful image.
It is. And Heidi Pearson sums it up perfectly. She said, the ocean would be a very different place without whale poo or urine.
So both those things, both those seemingly basic biological functions, are actually crucial for the ocean's health.
It really changes how we view these animals. They're not just these majestic creatures swimming around. They're active participants in keeping the whole ecosystem running.
It's a pretty amazing realization. So the big takeaway here is that something as simple as a whale peeing is actually this incredibly powerful force for ocean health.
And it plays a much bigger role in nutrient cycling than we ever realized.
It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Like the decline of a single species, something we might not even see directly, can have these massive consequences for the entire planet. What other seemingly small biological processes are happening right now, things we might not even be aware of that are crucial for keeping our planet healthy? It's a pretty profound question to consider.
It really is. It makes you appreciate the complexity and interconnectedness of life on Earth in a whole new way.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I think we'll wrap things up for today. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the UR world of whale pee.
It's been a pleasure. Always happy to talk about whales and all their contributions to the ocean.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep wondering about the hidden forces that shape our world.
Yeah, and maybe pay a little more attention to the pee.
Exactly. You never know what amazing things you might learn.
You never do.
All right. Thanks again for listening.